Well, it was a quick trip here, but we really enjoyed it. Had a nice dinner last night, and just looking at the morning scenery here in Meteora. So we'll never forget this place. Unbelievable. Just wanted to show that there's a pool here at the hotel. Real nice. And then here's the dining room. Very big, with some nice photographs on it from a book. And we'll take a look at the buffet. And it's very European. Charlotte's getting some granola, I believe. And cheeses and meat this morning. And some pastries. And then they have eggs. Hi, good morning. Just doing a quick overview of the food so everybody can see how nice it is. And some more meats. And what is that, sweetheart?
I think it's an egg casserole.
Egg casserole, yeah. So anyway, and the popular area here, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. We need coffee. All right. Okay, we're just about to leave Hotel Meteora. Very nice place. Family-run business. Checking out. Beautiful morning. Hate to leave.
Feel alive.
Yep. Hate to leave this. Almost ready to go. Got a couple stragglers. Speaking of stragglers, I'm probably a straggler right now, taking pictures. Alright, better get on the bus. Oh, man! We want this bus. It's got drinks.
How do we know the ours doesn't have one of those on the back?
So far we haven't had drinks. Maybe that's later.
There's a grease.
Got these
and
little
they were doing it in
swallows
the
everywhere.
20s, all around here, and it's from a book.
1920s.
Yeah, and there's a book, and so somehow you can order all the.
Almost.
Almost got everybody.
Almost.
Oh yeah.
Now, I know the words are really hard, but it goes like this. Amen. 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 Sing it over. Amen. 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 Amen.
The short version.
Amen. 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 In the evening. Amen.
In the morning,
Amen.
in the noontime,
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And then the reception. He didn't say that, but that was my thought.
Oh, you didn't get water yet?
importance or value of this place with the monasteries. It's an ancient classical site, but it is a place that's my point, where we would need to have this kind of weather. We would like to have a beautiful day in order to enjoy it and appreciate its natural beauty, the beauty of Delphi. So the first part of our day today, ladies and gentlemen, Delphi.
So shrines that they sell.
It's a 4-hour. Of course, there will be washrooms again at both
So
the
many
museum and the
half-built buildings.
So,
I guess they stopped building them
and I'll be
when
back
the recession
with our
started.
And they had milestones.
There's a lot of deserted places.
A lot of half-built places, a lot of deserted places. Yeah, it looks like an abandoned mall. Either not open yet or abandoned. And this place is half finished. A lot of half finished places.
Like a flea market.
Look at it. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Enjoy the walk.
People have been known to ask me questions, and I hate to say it, I don't remember.
But you know, that is, as you know, a type of learning. Your hand is taking
That is true. That is true.
But retain more if I write.
Yeah, I do too.
I do too.
It's entertaining enough
Oh,
for
and a
me.
collie dog, border collie type.
Oh yeah,
Did you see him on the edge?
yeah. I did.
Oh yeah, he's on the
We
left.
had
He's on the left edge.
We had friends in Arizona
Yeah.
that had one of those, and he herded the two girls. Out of confusion, you know, back and forth between the phones. And as a special, you have to press it just a certain way to take the magic. I've never been able to figure that out. Yeah, that's good.
It was changing.
I remember my number one, but I don't remember my number two. Which we wanted because of our dog and cat, and because
They don't have claw marks.
well, not only that, but
Now, did you use Steve Reeves?
that's true. I'm the only person I know, adult, that can stand up in an air.
Them together. A friend of mine went. So we've been on that trip together.
That's good. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that was a good trip. But I'd never been. Way.
Nice. Very nice.
Now we're going to go spend time there.
I know.
We
That
rented
is so
out.
great.
So he used to handle the rentals. Now I'm doing the rentals.
Oh, really?
So I'm taking it all seriously. Like when we get to the hotel, we'll have to check if there are any rental inquiries. I don't want to miss any.
Little ski resort.
Western Carolina.
Yeah, it's not far from here.
I knew people that went there, but I never saw it.
We're 20 minutes from, well, depends on where you're going, but 20 to 30 minutes from Asheville.
Now is the mountain Othris, which is in a way the natural border between Thessaly, which is now behind us, and the next province of Greece, which is known as continental Greece. A few trucks on the way and we had to slow down a little. So you see on our right hand side we have a nice panoramic view of a part of the plain of Thessaly where we have been driving for the last hour and a half or so. And we'll see a similar landscape, a beautiful countryside again on the other side of the mountain, but we will also be able to see once again the Aegean Sea on the other side of this mountain. So, and next to Thrace is Macedonia, the largest of the 6 provinces, which has borders with Bulgaria and former Yugoslavia and Albania. And then in central Greece we have the 2 provinces of Thessaly and Epirus. And we have the 7 islands, as we call them, Heptanissa, or islands of the Ionian Sea. The government of the country is in. This is now a small town called Domokos, up on the mountain Othris, and from after this town our descent will begin. So let me take the opportunity for 5 minutes only to say a couple of things about Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta, Theta.
Canellis Village. Rest stop, coffee shop, necessary room, etc., etc. Mr. Gary is being a charming host here, helping the ladies. They have Wi-Fi at this rest stop, so I'm looking at a live picture of our house. It's 7 hours earlier, so it's 2 o'clock in the morning there, basically. So I'm going to try to scroll back and see when the last movement was via the DVR. Okay, got a shot of my cat walking through. Well, I know my cat's okay. There's our pet sitter walking through. He's straightening out our dog's bed. Hoping our dog would be in her bed. Okay, there's our cat looking out the window. This is from yesterday. And I still don't see our dog. Okay, our dog's way down at the bottom of the screen. And there's her head. This was from yesterday afternoon. She's going to shake here in just a minute. If anybody would like, there she goes. This is called Drop Cam, D-R-O-P-C-A-M, and they cost about $150. And then you get a DVR service for $100 a year, which takes you back 7 days and continuously loops 7 days. And we really like it when we travel because we can keep tabs over our animals. Big place. Very big place. Nice and clean. Thank you for the free Wi-Fi. I think I'll like you on Facebook. You're very nice. Very nice rest stop. They should be liked on Facebook. As far as the drop cam, all you need is a wireless router connection in your house and a electrical socket to place the drop cam by, and you're ready to go. It's very easy to set up. It's very good for somebody with an elderly parent or relative, and you can keep tabs on them, put it in a place where it's not violating their privacy, but you can still keep an eye on them.
Evropi. So the epsilon and the epsilon in Greek is an ev sound in every country. In Greece, the Greek 2 euro coin has the Princess Europe on the bull. In Germany, there's an eagle on the other side. In France, there's the head of one portrait of a politician of the French Revolution. I can't remember right now who it is. I think it's Jean-Jacques Rousseau, I'm not sure. So in every country it's a different other side of the euro coins, called the Macedonians. So both the Macedonians and the Spartans were Greeks of Dorian origin. So they were cousins, we could say, the Spartans and the Macedonians. During the Bronze Age, a few very important civilizations emerged in the Greek mainland and on the islands, which collapsed when the Dorian Greeks moved south. So these, ladies and gentlemen, are the the classical period. Begins after the Persian Wars, and during the classical period, ladies and gentlemen, kindly take a look to the right to see the Gulf of Lamia, as we call it. That is the Aegean Sea. The body of water we have on our right is the Aegean. And you see the plain that, as I was telling you before, is all game land, plain land. The sea used to come as far as the mountains, close to the mountains in the ancient times.
All right, we got a goat stop. Oh, they got some good food over there. They got some good food over there they went to.
It's a rain on whatever with the long
That's where we get our
Someone let
feta.
him out just now, you think? Yeah,
Possibly.
there was a guy who just did. Okay.
They all have tags on their ears.
More in a few minutes because Delphi, as we were saying earlier, or as we were saying before, is located on the southwestern spur of the mountain range of Parnassus. In this area, on
It's
our
all
left,
olive trees
that
down
is
there.
surrounded by olive groves, and you'll see even more in just a few minutes, hundreds and hundreds of years. And the older it gets, the more it produces. And in Greece, we have in many areas, especially on the island of Crete and in the Peloponnese, which are famous olive oil producing areas, as well as in this plain, we have some olive trees that are up to 700 or 800 years old.
Wow.
The town of Amphissa, as we call it, which is the most important town in this area, in the prefecture where Delphi is located. And of course, for those of you who may not know it, we must say that the time when we harvest the olives is October, November, December, January sometimes. Coming down from the mountain here on our right, this is, ladies and gentlemen, a part of a long, covered in most places, aqueduct that we have. It's a lake higher up on the mountains beyond Amphissa. They have built a dam and they are collecting water, and that's a very beautiful area where this lake is located. It's pretty superficial, so it's easy to find, easy to mine, and the mountain is full of shafts and tunnels. Hundreds of them are up there, even though we cannot really tell where they are when we drive on the mountain. They are everywhere, and when they are done mining in one tunnel, they cover it up, they seal
Oxide
it, and
for aluminum.
they seal it, they cover it up, and they reforestate. They plant new trees in the place of the ones they have to cut. Delphi. And after the town, after the small village of Delphi, we will see the archaeological site, which was one of the hundreds of surnames of the god Apollo, ladies and gentlemen. Apollo was the son of Zeus in the Greek mythology, and Zeus, of course, was the king of the world, the king of the Olympians, the god of weather, the god of thunderbolt, and of hospitality and justice and many other things. Right hand side, depending on which bend we are taking, which curve we are at. So have your eyes open during the rest of our drive. First ones who ruled the world, and then the Titans' children were the 12 Olympians who took the control of the world from the Titans after a war they fought against their Titans, which is known as the Clash of the Titans, or Titanomachy, we say in Greek, Titanomachia, the battle, the machi, between the Titans and the gods. They clenched and punished in some way, because the Python was also a child of the earth goddess Gaia. Ladies and gentlemen, which is breathtaking. On our right hand side, you see the Gulf of Itea. The little port town down there is called Itea, I-T-E-A, Itea, we would say in English. And that little port is right there where the ancient port of Delphi used to be, right?
The aqueduct.
You see it next to us, the aqueduct? This is one of the areas. It was only for a few seconds that we could see. Once again, kindly take a look. You see the aqueduct, the water channel that starts up on the mountains beyond Parnassus. That area is known as the Switzerland of Greece. Aqueduct. And you'll be able to see it once again from a bit higher up, but please try to remain seated. These are dangerous curves here. 100% safe. And he established his oracle in the land of Delphi. And according to the mythology, Delphi was believed to be the center of the world. Our legends say that in order to discover where the center of the world used to be, Zeus, the father of the gods, let loose 2 eagles from the 2 ends of the world, and the 2 sacred birds met in Delphi, down below on our right. Everything in one frame. So that's what the mythology tells us. Its proximity to the archaeological site, a pretty touristy place. The Plistos River, there's a river that runs through this valley down there below. And coming up on our left-hand side now and straight ahead of us, this is Parnassus on our left. And this is the beauty of Delphi, this amazing nature, this unbelievable landscape. And here come the first ruins. But we're not going to start, ladies and gentlemen, with the ruins. We're going to start with the museum.
Well, we made it to Delphi. Kitties are having a feast. It's like our cat. The cat.
Όλα καλά, θα αναλυθώς ο κύριος, τι σου κάνει. Είναι τα πολλά προβλήματα.
Thank you for putting my husky back together.
Oh, so it's like, I don't think I did see
Teenagers in front of us and elementary behind us. I'm getting a shot of the clouds moving. They're moving pretty fast.
Was more densely built up than at any other time. Remember what we said in the past Delphi, the Oracle of Delphi goes back to 1000 before Christ. By 900 before Christ, Delphi was already functioning, giving advice to the Greek cities that wanted to send out expeditions and groups of colonists and build new colonies around the Mediterranean. So many of these cities sent their representatives to the oracle here first to ask the oracle where should we go to build our new city, who should lead the expedition, how many should we send, questions like that. And the oracle replied, gave them advice, and many new cities that were built around the Mediterranean area owed their existence to the advice of the oracle. And in these, the male bronze figures that were found in the excavations and date back to around 1000 or 900 before Christ. Visited Delphi. That's an original piece. A few of its pieces can be filled in. Sure, all of you, of course, notice the series of entries, the gigantic space.
Of trash.
When they heard that the Persians were on their way south,
they're hiding
under
it.
Xerxes, and these things were too valuable or too important to the Delphian people, so they buried them under the pavement of the sacred way in order to save them from the Persians. And we don't really know what happened. Maybe the priest in charge of this here, the remains of three golden statues that were the cult statues of the mortal mother of the two twins, Leto. Apollo was usually depicted on vases or in sculpture with two women, the sister and the mother, ancient gods. That's what the Greeks were praying to. That's how they imagined their god. It's very interesting.
Apollo.
One of the characteristics of the king deities. They saw them as themselves, and when they humans like me. So when you're ready, I will slowly get ready. Very small.
This is a bowl made out of silver. A lion attacking a deer.
Buildings or statues, or hundreds actually of statues, to all, and these buildings looks like a homestead, and it serves a double purpose. The building itself is their individual presence, independent presence. All of these buildings are safe from burglars and text. You see the original
Treasury.
next to the other pieces, which have been filled in by the paintings on the vases or the walls of the house.
Musical
So we know they have
notations.
harps and flutes and lyras and guitars and other things, but it's difficult for us to recreate that music. So this is
Smaller statues.
if you Google Delphi, the first picture you get is a picture of this building, and I will show you a picture with an overlay in a minute. But this is a round building, a rotunda, which is very rare in ancient Greece. So far, as far as we know, there were only 4 of them. 4 round buildings, which may have been temples or different things. We don't really know. So they are puzzling because we don't really know their function, their purpose. And this is what this building, this monument used to look like. We call it the Tholos of Delphi. I'll be back with the picture. Tholos, Tholos, is Greek for the round building. Rotunda, you could also say. And this was found building in the area of Athena's sanctuary. So the Tholos of Delphi, try it when you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this room, the first thing you see on your right hand side as you enter, the dedication of a wealthy king from Thessaly. Many of his ancestors were athletes, and that's why you see some of the figures are presented naked, whereas some of the other figures are dressed. So the naked men are the athletes, the ancestors of this king who were athletes, and the others who were just officials in the area of Thessaly, like he was, are presented dressed. Because in the battle, the bravest soldiers fought naked. In the stadium, the athletes competed naked. So don't be shocked, don't be affected by as we call this gigantic column with the 3 dancing ladies on top of it. The bottom of the column is in the corner of
Sure.
the
Corinthian has the leaves.
Reminds me of my thing, with the opening of the dancing girls.
Oh yeah.
It's happened in the past that some of the monuments had been restored, and earthquakes had taken place, and the rocks had destroyed the restored monuments. That shows you what the original composition used to be like. So the Cherubim used to stand on a chariot that was drawn by 4 horses. This kind of chariot in Latin is called the whirlwind.
Paul and Galileo were in Corinth at the same time.
And maybe if
That's
we
what
need
that
to
says.
briefly
I don't know Chinese, but we could
during this walk and this guided tour, if some of you would like to just, you know, here you are, no problem. 30, yeah, 4 pictures before we meet downstairs and get back on our coach. So we were waiting.
I guess these were market stalls, because this is supposed to be the forum, or the marketplace, the agora.
You see the long building with the colonnade in the front and small rooms. They're pretty expensive.
Before they went up to the oracle, they bought a goat or something to offer as a sacrifice here.
These were offerings and presents to Apollo.
Oh, these stones were offerings.
The Greek writing that tells us usually who is the prayer person who offers the present, or what is the city that offers the present, who is the artist.
The writing gives details about the donor.
Somebody was getting that. Somebody must have been getting that.
This was a resting place for the old visitors, ancient visitors.
We have the most prominent of the treasuries in Delphi. The treasury of Athens. It's maybe the natural thing that Athens
It's the treasury of Athens.
would have chosen the most prominent place to put its treasure. Of the local stone from the mountain, simple limestone. But the Athenians wanted to show off, of course. They wanted to show how wealthy, how important they were. So piece by piece, they brought the marble from Attica, from the area where Athens is located, and they built this treasury whose facade citizens of Athens that were honored by the city. And you prayers to Apollo were written with the musical notation between them. And the building dates back to around 500 before Christ. It's the only one we have restored so far in Delphi. Sure. Oh, this would be a good site.
at you. Oh. Huh?
Πιο κάτω. Έχουμε πάει λίγο πιο κάτω.
And we understand that this wall, as well as the wall of the Athenian treasures,
I guess Sandra went back.
days when they had the festivals, and thousands of people arrived at this area, hoping for an oracle from Apollo, from the Pythia.
One more. Ready?
Man, we got double.
Tells us that the Pythias did not live for more than a few months. So that is another thing that ethylene can do. If you inhale it in large quantities, it kills you after a few weeks or months. So we think that's what happened to the Pythias. And of course, and we know also that the oracles of the Pythia were always oblique and ambiguous and incomprehensible. And it was really up to the person who received the oracle to interpret it the right way. And later on the coach, I'll mention a few examples. I'll tell you a few stories about oracles that were given to ancient people who understood them the wrong way and ended up getting hurt or even killed or losing.
I asked her about this also.
This is the top of the first treasury that we saw. There's memorials scattered everywhere. Thousands of them, as Aliki said.
Оля, я вот пойду. Все, вот. Тут не скользко.
Yeah, we're at lunch and we had to have a beer fix. A fixed beer. Either way, cheers. Cheers.
Table? You need to pepper?
Stuffed cabbage.
Thank you. In our family.
And this is a mixed plate.
And here was us in Thanksgiving.
And an authentic Greek salad over here. Shish kebab.
Oh, you want my phone? Just go. I was fries. Thank you.
Olive tree.
That's the green. Oh, thank you.
And their house is warm. So this is a place famous for things like that. Look at the magnificent view that the people have from their balconies in this town on the right hand side. And from this town there is a street that begins from here and goes up on Mount Parnassus. About 2 hours later we get to the ski center on Mount Parnassus, the largest in Greece. So this town is a winter resort.
Rock Nova.
A winter resort.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are doctors in our group, if you would like, take a look at the, there's a tour bus parked there. On the left hand side, next to the young tree, there's a bust with a bronze face. That is the Greek doctor Papa Nikolaou, who was the inventor of the pap test. All of us know what that is and how important it is. So I'll be happy as soon as when we will stop later for our rest stop before we get into Athens. Let me know and I'll be happy to show you where Delphi is. Just that in the Middle Ages, and that is true, that is not something I'm making up. In the Middle Ages, when the sanctuary had been, of course, already destroyed and covered up, to the new place where the village was transferred. And the last one who was still living in her house and was refusing to leave her place was an older lady who insisted that she had lived in her house her whole life and she wanted to die in that house, and she refused to move. No matter how much money the French offered her, she refused to leave her house. And before I go on, if you'd like, you can see from a distance on the left hand side on top of the mountain, the neighboring mountain, the wind turbines.
Oh yeah.
We will see a number of them on the way from Delphi to Athens. This is an area where we have some very strong winds blowing, like on the Greek agreed to give us your house. And she explained to them that the previous night she had a strange dream, and in her dream she was in an area that was full of fog, full of mist. Everywhere around her there was fog, and she could hardly see where she was going. Olympus Plaza coffee shop, like the one where we stopped on the way to Berea a couple of days ago.
All right, we're getting close to Athens. And we are getting close because there's traffic jam ahead. Things are slowing down. Well, hopefully we're going against traffic. The other side is a parking lot. But knock wood, we're still moving pretty good. Big hill in front of us. Oh wow, they're way up high. Oh, there's the Acropolis. Yep. Some kind of stadium. Oh, here we go. Here's the sea.
Marika, it's our yacht.
The captain's ready to take you for a ride.
Our yacht. It's parked. The yacht? Oh, I didn't see it. There's a few to pick from.
She's got so many of them.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track. It's like a navy.
How can our Greek billionaire pick us up?
Drove into the town without a problem, and here we are already driving on the coast road of Athens, which is called Poseidon's Avenue. And on the right hand side from a distance we see the water. This is the Aegean Sea again, and we're passing now on our right a small stadium, which is one of the former Olympic venues in Athens. This was the small stadium where the beach volley games took place during our Olympics in 2004. And there's another one coming up on our right hand side now, a closed stadium, which was used for the wrestling, not the classical type or form of wrestling, but the Asian, the Taekwondo. And we're going to turn now in order to approach our hotel, the Metropolitan Hotel of Athens, which is, as I told you this morning, when we were briefly talking about things that you can do in your afternoon tomorrow, very close to the waterfront of Athens, very close to the Aegean Sea, since we are in southern Athens in this area, and only 10-15 minutes away from the downtown area of Athens at the same time. The hotel, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you to, well, you can start already if you want. We'll be there in just a few minutes. Start collecting, please, all of your things in this.
Okay, we finally made it to our Athens hotel. Here's a sample of the bathroom. Looks real modern, everything's modern. Metropolitan, I guess it lives up to its name. Oh,
sorry.
that's all right. Somebody, hopefully that was the bellman. A TV and desk area, big mirror, and nice sized bed. Okay. Our particular room faces the highway here, but right beyond those cranes is the sea. Get a glimpse of it at some point. Well, anyway, we're not too far from anything here. Very central location. Very modern hotel. Restaurants inside. And we're having some drinks by the fountains. Nice seating area up here. We got a big variety of food at the restaurant
Did you?
here.
Yeah, he had 22 likes and.
Okay, we just arrived in Athens a couple hours ago, and some adventurous St. Lucers have decided to take a walk down to the sea, and I think we're almost there. There we go, some hardy St. Luke's folks. All right.
I'm scared to wave.
Okay, we made it. That's the third stadium, the one that they had the Olympic wrestling in. And here is a harbor, and here are some boats, and we are panning around, and I think there's an island there. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like a Christmas tree type thing on the top of it. And this may be where we have to come and pick and hop on our boat excursion. So at least we made it. We were adventurous, but we made it. All right, we made it back. 3 or 4 mile walk, we estimate.
Okay, you need to sing it all the way through. Okay. Be quiet. I know it's hard for us.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I want to sing this.
The first line?
Yeah, with the music.
Posta hija en la que día que tría que te será pedia. Otana megalosum lola nagingu levantis iaduna. Could you just read it? Could you just read it? That's fast. Posta hija na hija ena, that means one. Dio, que tría, means 3. Que te será pedia. Otata megalosu naginu levendes yatihari tu Pirea. Okay. Can we see it? It's not Pirea, actually. Pirea. Okay. So should we do it one more time?
One more time.
Okay. It's not a big deal if you don't get it right, so. Okay. 1, 2, 3.